Now, for more on this, we're joined by Hang Park. He's from the Center of Study for Global Issues, founding director and professor emeritus of international affairs at the University of Georgia. Thanks so much for speaking to us on TRT World. Can you explain what's behind this latest missile test and also the fact that North Korea has rejected further talks with the South?
I think it's quite simple. North Korea is trying to show to the world and make a statement that as long as North Korea is threatened, as long as South Korea is hostile toward North Korea, along with the United States, they're not going to sit down and talk with South Korea or with the United States. As long as there is a military joint exercise, as we see today, there will be no future negotiations and talks. The future seems to be very bleak because South Korea and the United States are not thinking about reducing hostile activities toward North Korea.
And
so,
Mr.
Yes.
Park, sorry to interrupt you, where are the talks right now between the two Koreas?
There's nothing. There's nothing between North and South Korean talks. In fact, North Korea refused to receive 50,000 tons of rice from South Korea. That is an aid, but North Korea decided not to receive that because South Korea is, in North Koreans' view, is hostile toward the North. So the future seems to be South Korea has purchased large quantities of weapons from the United States, and South Korea is likely to allow the United States to install its missiles, perhaps to demonstrate its preparedness against China. So all these are very complicated, but South Korea is not showing any reconciliatory gestures at this time.
And it clearly looks like it is a deadlock, and as you say, no reconciliatory measures at this time. So what needs to happen for this deadlock to break and for things to move forward?
I think it has to come from the United States. South Korea doesn't want that military joint exercise. It's American pressure. Americans have a lot to gain. Certainly, it will satisfy military-industrial complex. It involves a lot of military sales to South Korea. Without North Korea's perceived threat to the South, South Korea cannot justify the purchase of American weapons. So it's all money. The economy is very seriously involved here. As long as that's the case, as long as American administration wants to make money with South Korea, then there will be no future. It's very, very bleak. North Korea is not going to compromise its characteristics. Americans are saying that we can make North Korea rich economically, but they're not going to give in to that kind of pressure at all.
Hang Park, thanks so much for explaining the background to this story so well for us. Thank you. Appreciate your time.